Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another fun-filled spotlight session. Today we have Pink Zebra Moving, which is a really fun moving company. They do really good work locally and beyond. We have Michelle here, who is the.
I am the owner operator.
There we go. We have the owner operator, not just, somebody just pushing buttons. We have the person here, okay, that's getting it done. So I'm gonna let Michelle go ahead and take it over with her presentation. Michelle, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. I appreciate it. And very nice to meet everybody on the phone. I'm going to stand over here where you can kind of see me. And every now and again, go ahead and flip my screen. So as I mentioned, I am half of the team of Pink Zebra Moving from an owner-operator perspective. My husband owns the other 49% of the business, so officially majority here. He also has a day job, so I run the business full time, and he keeps doing his thing. So Pink Zebra Moving was established in 2020 from a franchise perspective. We are a franchise. The franchise was started in Alabama. And oh my gosh, Joel is going to save me here and create, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Should.
Yeah, look at that. That's so perfect. So we were the first company to actually open in the Northeast. So a little bit of a fun fact there for us. And our goal, our tagline is really, we make moving fun. Now we've been in business for about a year. So it's aspirational, making moving fun. Right now, we make it as smooth as possible. That fun piece we're working on. And you guys know when people are moving, there's so much that's happening. Getting to that fun part is, it is an aspiration. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about why we exist, our backstory. Every hero needs a backstory. So you'll hear our backstory today. What we need more of today, just in general, our services, best customers and referrals, and then we'll do a little bit of a pop quiz. I will tell you, it's not that complicated, so don't freak out if you get like that anxiety about tests. This is not one of those. So here's what I'll say. We have a goal as a company, a vision to become the world's first happy moving company. So there's a lot going on. We can't change the reason why people move. We were talking, Lawrence, we were talking a little bit about it before. We know people move for a lot of reasons, right? Maybe they just got a promotion at work. Maybe they are having, just got married or are having a baby or upsizing. They're outgrowing their home. That's fantastic, fabulous reasons. And then there's some more challenging reasons. Maybe it's divorce, maybe it's disease, maybe people are downsizing because there's transition. Whatever that moment is, we can't change that, but we can definitely work to revolutionize the way that moving companies work to make sure that we're creating this happiness surrounding the move. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but that's what it really looks like. So this is the little bit of the backstory for Pink Zebra Moving. We look at this picture and it brings such a warmth to my heart. This is my family. But when I look at this picture, I also see what's not there. So you'll see my husband is behind me. My daughter's in front of me. My two boys, who are a bit of monsters, I don't know where they came from, are towering over both me and my mom in this picture. Who's not in this picture? My dad and my sister. So 2017, my dad was supposed to retire in November of that year. In September, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And then by the end of the year, he had passed. So 4 months later, never got the chance to retire, big deal. 6 months later, my sister passed away. Then fast forward, this is like the tragedy story, right? After that, my relationship blew up. And then you know what happened after that? COVID, right? So there was a really bad stretch. And what I realized through that is a couple of things, right? First, never wait, right? That waiting, you never know what's going to happen. You really have to seize life and what comes forward to you. And also this resilience. Whatever happens, whether it's COVID, whether it's disaster, whenever things feel like they're imploding, that's the moment of growth, right? So that's what we really look at with Pink Zebra Moving. I knew that there was a moment for me where I was in corporate, I'm working 16 to 18 hours for somebody else. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? why am I here? Like, I love it. I love what I do, but also, is there a reason? Is there something that I can build for us? And that's kind of how we got into Pink Zebra Moving. And I love it. I was in healthcare communications before. We would help people with chronic disease. Maybe they had a chronic disease, maybe their child had a chronic disease. And helping people through that moment is a lot like moving, right? Like, people are in this moment, doesn't matter if it's a good thing, there's all this stress, there's all these things that happen. How do we help people through? The skills are transferable. I love what I do still to this day. And I think we're doing something really great for the communities in which we work and live. So a little bit of the backstory, but what's missing now in our world? And when I think about it, particularly after COVID, it feels like everybody's a little more apathetic to the experience, right? You go into you go into a restaurant, yeah. And I love this analogy, right? Because before COVID, I feel like everybody's all excited. There's a birthday, they come, there's 40 people singing at your table. It's fantastic. Now, like, people will put the like plate down in front of you, and I'm like, where is the experience, right? So really, if you try and call into a company, like, now you get a menu of 100 different things that you have to click before you can speak to a real person. My favorite is this. Sometimes you go through that, you've now spent 15 minutes, and they're like, we're not going to talk to you today. Sorry, you've already filled this out. And you're like, what is going on? So our goal is really to revolutionize the industry, because in this moment where people are investing a lot, not only in the sale of their home, but then in moving, it's not inexpensive, right? So how do we make people really feel like they're valued and there's a relationship there versus a transaction? And that's what we're looking to do. Again, a lot of this is inspirational. We've been in business for a year, and we work really hard. I have coffee with my customers afterwards. I know you guys do a lot of this too, right? I'll meet my customers for lunch afterwards. We'll have coffee together. I'll check in on them. I'll call them for their birthday, say, hey, how's it going? Just checking in. But really, we start that process right at the estimating. We make sure when we walk into people's homes that we have booties on, that we're protecting that their home, that we're really connecting with them. That day of that move, we are there saying, hey, you made a great choice. How can we make your move go smooth today? And that's really where we start from, is that position of that servant position of how can we help you? And then afterwards we follow up, say, hey, how did it go? And people are like, that was awesome. I just had a guy say to me recently, we almost moved him for his mother. And then his mom, before she moved into assisted living, she passed. But then he used us to kind of move items from her apartment. And he's like, Michelle, I have moved multiple times across multiple companies, and your team is the best I've ever seen. And when somebody says that to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, all those hours of sweat and tears, it's paying off, and it's fabulous, right? So we're working really hard for that. We don't always get it right, but when we don't get it right? So 98% of the time, I feel like my guys are amazing and I'm so pleased. And 2%, I'm like, WTF. And that 2% of WTF, I'm like, I am there with that customer every day, figuring out how we make it right. And that is our goal, right? So that real exceptional customer experience. We know that that's missing. That's what we're looking for today. The services that we offer, and I'll tell you very, very frankly, local moving, 85 to 90% of our business, right? We do office move. When we say local moving, we'll go into this a little bit more. Local moving means office movings. It means apartments. It means houses. It means moving within your home. Maybe there's a renovation. Maybe there's staging. We work with a stager in Princeton. She's a lovely woman. If you haven't met her, I'll definitely introduce you. We do shore houses, right? So when people are moving, to the shore home, maybe they're just taking a bedroom or so, they move it down. We also do interstate moving. I am very upfront with people when we talk about interstate moving. Interstate moving, we're a niche. If you have your items, you want your items to be picked up and delivered at a certain time, we are your people all day, every day. If you want to make sure that your items are with the same person from start to finish, we are your company all day, every day. If you want to make sure that items aren't coming out and in, and your items are the only people in your truck, absolutely, we are the company for you. But if you're only worried about the dollar and the bottom line, you're like, I've had that furniture for 30 years, something gets lost, it's not a big deal, I'm going to refer you out. That's just what we do. We want to make sure that the move that people are getting is the move that they need, and that's our goal. So a little bit about just kind of doubling down on that local moving. When we talk about local move, what does that local move mean? It means that There we go. Let's see, a little bit of a delay. Perfect. So it means that, again, we're really, really focused on that customer experience. That means transparent pricing. What I hear all the time from our customers is, hey, I got this quote. It was low. It was fantastic. By the time I was done, it was 2 or 3 times. I know people, they're just like, I just double or triple it because I know that's what it's going to be at the end. I'm like, that is a terrible way to do business. Like, I live in this community. When I see you at ShopRite or Whole Foods or whatever, I want to be like, hey, how are you doing? How's your home? How'd that go? I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I can't see them because I know that I've triple charged them. That's terrible. Same thing for us, inclusive pricing. That means I'm not going to go in there and charge you for a mattress bag or to wrap your TV. Again, that price, you're budgeting all of these things. You need to know what moving looks like, and that's really our goal. And on top of that, we're going to do everything that we can do to make you happy. So this is kind of what it looks like. We rigorously train our guys. I was just meeting with my guys. I took them to lunch at Jose Tejas, and I was like, let's have our leaders meeting, you guys. They're like, can we have margaritas? I'm like, you guys can if you want to, but I am not. But you know, we go through, hey, how can we do better? What does that look like? And again, this proud owner moment where my one of my great team members, he's like, Michelle, I take so much pride in the work that I do. And I'm like, I love it, thank you. You know, like, so it's so nice to see that moment and really kind of dismantle all of the beliefs about movers and moving companies. It's nice to be part of that revolution. So again, here are some of the things that we do from a local move perspective. And Joel is going to help me out with that technology.
It was just
Oh, was it? That was me. Sorry. So I know a woman, she does she's a travel agent, and she says, Michelle, cheaper isn't cheaper. And I think about this all the time. People are looking for what is that dollar, and oh, every moving company is the same. They're going to do things the same way. It's going to be the same experience. It's not. Like, cheaper isn't cheaper, right? This is a real picture from a real move. It exists. People do things like that. We do not. What you'll see from us is we really focus when we talk about rigorous training. That rigorous training really shows up at this part. When we're looking at the trucks, there's a certain way to pack a truck. It starts with your base, it goes to your boxes, and then you have chowder on top. You'll see it. It's these bags up here that we use to kind of fill in all the space. But there's a certain way that you go about packing. It protects your materials. We protect your home when we're in there. When that happens, you'll see in the next picture, there's a reason, again, why cheaper isn't cheaper, right? So here's some of the things, right? Do we charge extra for our protection and our the padding for your home? We absolutely do not. Do some of our competitors? Absolutely. I get that question all the time. Are you going to charge me extra for pads? I'm like, am I gonna, what am I gonna, no, I'm not gonna charge you extra for pads. How about for mattress bags, TV wrappings? Because people are like, I tell people when they get these quotes, hey, go back and ask for that materials. And they're like, Michelle, I asked them how much the materials are going to be. And they said they can't tell me until they get into the house, right? So no even estimate, like a house your size, even if I can't give people, I'm like, okay, generally for a house your size, this is what it looks like. But we don't charge extra for materials. And when we do have people who need boxes, bubble wrap, etc., we don't upcharge for that. We're like, you're paying enough now for this move. Here's our price list. Whatever you can do, we will drop them off for you. We will save you time and money. So we really focus on that customer experience and helping that customer through so they know right up front what that's going to look like. And we really manage to that as much as possible. So when we're looking at what does protection mean? Protection means things like floor padding. So you'll see neoprene runners that we invest in to make sure that when we're moving heavy dressers, that we're not running across your hard wood. Same thing for door jambs and door covers. These are high impact area where we know often that's where damage happens. Now pads don't 100%, so we don't tell our guys, yeah, now you can just run into it. That's not how this works. But, you know, it does help to kind of reduce those high impact areas. And you'll see wrapping, those are goals for us to really protect people's belongings. Plus, then we just have some pictures in there. That's Lamont. He's our strength. We always say moving is more about finesse than it is about force, but having people who have strength is also very helpful. So just a reminder, cheaper isn't cheaper. We know what that looks like, right? So our ideal customer is really somebody who prioritizes that experience and their time over money. Again, we deal with people all the time, and this isn't to say that we don't go into homes where people are just starting off and they're like, hey, Michelle, this cost. Like, that's not to say that, but really where people really shine is in this area where they prioritize their time over money, right? They're looking to have this experience. We talked a little bit about this before. Maybe they're just married. Maybe they're recently single. Maybe they're upsizing. Maybe they're downsizing. There's a lot of reasons why people move. But when they are looking for that experience, that's where we really excel. How would you get somebody to us, right? So sometimes you're like, okay, that's great, but how do you make that transition from like, oh, great, I need a moving company to actually, making that pass off? And it's really simple, right? Somebody says that, hey, have you heard of Pink Zebra Moving? They're this new moving company really looking to change the way that moving is done. They'll give you an accurate price and a great experience. So here's their number. If you have any questions, you can let Michelle know. So I am in the business all day, every day. I have a lead mover for when I'm not there filling in, but you're always going to get somebody. We have a call center that's open 24 hours and it is based in the US. So when people are looking to like ask those questions, they know that they're going to get somebody who can really help them with it. So from the perspective of the real estate agent, so now I know, right? You guys are doing everything all day to protect your reputation. You're like, this is a lot of work. It took me a lot of work to get here. Like, I'm not going to give out a movers and they're going to be pissed off at me if something goes wrong. And I totally get that, right? And I understand. And it's true. For us, I will say, as much as you focus on your reputation, we focus on our reputation. As much as you are looking to reduce those number of phone calls because somebody's mad or angry about something, we are both looking for that for us and the people who recommend and refer us, right? So that's really our goal. And also from a time perspective. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit from talking about what I do specifically to what we can offer as a bigger team. So you guys have seen Kurt here. I think you've seen Joey as well. Mm-hmm. We know that the customers are now looking again. They're looking for more. How everybody is so pulled in a million different directions, not only with email and phone calls and everything moving at the speed of light and all of this uncertainty in the environment. It is very confusing. You don't know who to trust. And now when you're thinking about selling your home, there's a million different people that you need to coordinate. And you guys, I don't know as much about your process. I would love to learn more. But I know that, offering kind of referrals and recommendations to different areas can be helpful. So we work, this is kind of the process for what we know, right? So we know that once that decision is made, I am going to sell my house or I'm going to buy a house, then they go to their real estate agent, right? So, all right, now what are the next steps? What do we have to do? If they're selling, they need to go get a home appraisal. If they're purchasing, they need to know how much they can afford, right? So these are some of the pieces. If they're selling, again, prep for an open house. What does that look like? If they're buying and selling, back to the attorney review and title search, inspections, prep for moving, and then aftercare. So when you talk to Joey, when you talk to Kurt, when you talk to me, we have a whole bunch of people behind us. Right. Now, I know you guys also have your own relationships, so that's not in any way, shape, or form to say, oh, we're a package deal and you have to go with us. You absolutely don't. What we're saying is we do have other options, other referrals. So if you need help and support, both from the process of during that buying or selling process or afterwards, we have a bunch of people, and you'll see them on here that are not listed there, that can help with, oh my gosh, I need a kitchen done. Oh my gosh, I need, a bathroom done. So lots of help and support behind us, but everybody is really focused. All of these people are really focused, again, on the experience. We've committed. This is our goal is to make sure. So just a little recap, and then we're going to end with this little pop quiz. So here's our tagline. We make moving fun. Local moves include, that means staging, renovations, in-home, down the street, to Florida, wherever you're going, we are the company to help move you. Our perfect customers are prioritizing that experience and time over money. And then you benefit by the ability to know that you're working with somebody who's really focused on your reputation and how you look good. So all day, every day. The thing that I don't mention in here, but for our preferred referrals like Keller Williams, we would offer a 10% discount. So you have the benefit of when you're going in there and saying, hey, I know moving's expensive. We know they're going to give you a 10% discount. Reach out to them. So just so you guys know. All right, pop quiz time. Let's see. Ready? First question. I can't do it on the phone though. It's kind of unfair. And I will tell you, I have 2 prizes and there are 2 people in this room. So I will
default. We'll hold them for anybody that answers correctly.
Okay. So the first question is, who is our ideal customer? Our ideal customer? Is it Julie, Ross, and their dog Happy here, who are looking to move to their shore home after 40 years in the home that they've built? They are now retired and looking really to live out that next chapter in their shore home? Or is it Zach and Chase and their 35 frat brothers who are looking to move home for the summer? Anybody have a thought about who our ideal customer is?
I'm going to go with Julie and Ross. And Happy.
I believe, Joel, you have answered correctly. It is Julie and Ross and Happy. So here you go. In case you need a little sweet to pick you up later, if this isn't enough.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then, all right, our pink zebra.
I'm jealous.
Who knows it?
Who knows it?
We make moving fun.
Woo!
Go, Jen.
All right, Jen.
I'll see you in the office today.
Here you go.
Actually, you will. I was planning on stopping by, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, sure you were.
No, for real. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I got it.
All righty.
It for me, I know that we're done about 6 minutes early. If there's any questions, you just let me know. Any way that I can help you, anything that you hear all the time about movers that you're like, Michelle, you absolutely need to know this, or this was my experience, this was terrible, or this was great, I love it, this is fantastic, this is why we recommend another company. Any thoughts about that?
I was looking up your where you're located at. You're located in Somerset now?
We do. We are located in Somerset. It is our goal to spread beyond Somerset. And I should say we service all of New Jersey. We're actually based out of Somerset, but we service all of New Jersey. So we have moves in Bergen County, we have moves in Mercer County, we have moves right on the border of Pennsylvania. We are looking to get our PA license as well. So we service all of New Jersey.
What are some of the craziest things you moved?
Some of the craziest, we moved a sauna. I always find like
a whole sauna?
Yeah, a whole sauna. And I always find that
like
those
one of the
are
big barrel ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we move saunas. I mean, I find often like people will just like, oh, I need to move this gym from one place to the other. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or a woodworking machine that needed to be disassembled and the woman, and it had to have like water flown through it. And and I was like, I love you. Also, I like my guys will help you get it from point A to point B. She's like, I'll send them a YouTube video. I'm like, that's not how this works though. But yeah, so random stuff like that. I feel like those are always fun moves. But we've had we've had a lot of luck with really, really great customers. Just people in every moment. I had this woman one time, she called me and I was convinced it was like, I'm like, what is going on here? It's absolutely bizarre. Because she was like, you can't come to see my home. I'm not going to be there. And I'm thinking, okay, like, is she a competitor? And, like, what is going on? She was actually in rehab in Arizona. One of our best customers, like, gave us immediate feedback, like, loved it, fantastic. She's like, how do I pay you? Paid me immediately. Absolutely fantastic. Just people in all different stages of life. I love being there and helping them and supporting them, finding out new things about people. It's really been an interesting ride.
What is your like average price point like for like a standard house, I would say?
Yeah. So everything that we do is, and this is what I tell people all the time. We do everything based on time. So the move itself is magic, but the math behind it is not. So our guys can move about 350 pounds per man per hour. And right now I say man because we only have men on board. So we're always looking to bring women. If you know a good woman mover, you can definitely bring it. I've been there, done that. It is a great workout for your body. We know that our guys can move about 350 pounds per man per hour. This includes wrapping and padding and taking care of all of the belongings. So we know that that's how, and we do the math back from that. So our guys are about $85 per mover per hour, depending on the size of the house, depending on the time of the year. We offer discounts off of that. In the summer, the prices go up. In the winter, the prices go down, right? It's just basic kind of math. So we always let our people know that if people call in, I'm like, I'm not going to hide my rates. You're going to find them anyway. I'd rather you just ask me and I'll tell you versus having my estimator go out to your house and get it that way, right? So, but we try and just be as upfront about that as possible. We know that we're, when I first started out, I was really not confident about the prices that we were giving. It was really hard. And now, having seen what other people do, having heard the stories, I had a woman tell me the story where she is like, I had to move. It was the move itself was okay, but when I got the bill at the end, it was triple what I had what was estimated. And she's like, when I asked the guy, he said to me, look, lady, can you just hurry up and pay the bill? Because I need to get these guys back to their parole officers. And you could laugh at it, like, you know, like this is, it's funny, but actually movers do, and not just movers, but people do use support people because it's less expensive and they can bring down their labor rates. Now, we make sure that all of our guys are background checked. So we do background check. We know who's going into your home. I have children. I don't want to send movers into a house where maybe I had a mover and thank goodness we background checked him. It took forever, but there was like terrible stuff on his record. And I'm like, thank gosh, because he seemed really genuinely awesome. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness we have this process. So really important to know who is coming in. Do they have insurance? Are they going to be upfront about pricing? If something happens, will they stay for you, stay with you throughout the process? Will they disappear? Those are all things that I would look for. It's all things that I recommend our customers look for. Did I answer that question?
Absolutely. And then some.
And then some, yes, exactly. Perfect.
Absolutely. Do you guys have any questions? Comments?
Nope, she was really great.
Oh, thank you. It was so nice meeting everyone. If you have any questions, if you need anything at all, please reach out to me. I'm here for you. Happy to support you in any way I can.
Oh, can you put your information in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Go. Chat. Oh my goodness, it feels like here we go. And also, I did leave some flyers on the table that has a 5% off discount rate. As I mentioned for Keller Williams, we will bring it down to 10%. There's also
and she left us zebras
because I know what time of year it is, and everybody could use those business cards and then just some flyers. I will say. I'm in the process of a name change. So some of the business cards you may see say Michelle Bauman. That is my previous name. My married name is Michelle Armato. That happened in December, so I'm still working through my cards. So, but I'm happy to chat with anybody. Just let me know.
Yeah, it doesn't let you like press enter to like make it like underneath. Yeah, every time you press enter on it, it just goes. But all good.
Uh-oh. Oops. Hold on. That has to be. There we go. Sometimes I don't check it and it comes up as punk zebra movie. Well, that's fun, but not exactly what we're looking for.
Right.
All right, excellent. All right, should I just close everything out, leave the meeting?
You're all
and I
good.
will let you do your business?
Question. How did you come up with the name Pink Zebra
Moving.
Moving?
So we're part of a franchise, but the reason,
Okay.
part of the reason why we love this franchise is because it's really, the Pink Zebra moving is all about standing out from the crowd, right? So
Mhm.
when you have all the zebras that just look together, you can't discern who's who and who's doing what. The ability to kind of stand out in an industry that hasn't changed in about 50 years and do things differently, it was so appealing for us. And I
Mhm.
really love the premise behind it. I love, what we've been seeing, how it affects our customers. So all of that has been lovely. Standing out from the crowd, that's where Pink Zebra moving comes
I
from.
like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Nice.
awesome.
All
And if
right.
you see my Jeep around,
Yeah. You guys have to see her Jeep. It's a pink zebra.
I was actually in Virginia for spring break, and there's a woman I know who owns a HVAC, and she was coming from South Carolina. We were both in Virginia. She comes up beside me, and she's like honking her horn, like rolling down her window, like, hey. But the Jeep is pretty distinctive. So
Yeah.
if you see it, give me a wave. Happy to give you a wave back. Give me some love.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us.
Hey,
I hope-
Lawrence, one quick question, info on her. If you can just quickly share on the chat.
Oh, her info's in the chat.
Thank you so much.
I didn't see that.
It's hang on. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button.
Is it there? Okay. I'm happy to share the presentation.
Yeah,
if anybody would like
Her
it.
info's in the chat.
I am not
I have to
seeing it.
scroll.
I'm not seeing it. I didn't see it. That's why.
That's okay.
Okay, never mind.
I'll send you a picture of her card.
Okay, thanks, Lawrence. Take care.
No problem.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for another spotlight session. If you're in the area, come in the office, have a bagel, some munchkins, and some coffee. If you're not in the area, me and Joel are going to eat everything that's sitting here.
Yeah, we're carving up.
We're carving up today.
It's the weekend.
But thanks, guys. You all have a great one. I hope to see you all soon.
Bye.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Thank you.